heard from the judge. Family's going to get the chance to talk when we reconvene. But what would the family like to tell the public right now?
Well, first we want to thank the Solicitor's Office, the 13th Circuit Solicitor's Office, because we think they did a wonderful job in terms of presenting all of the relevant facts. Some of the evidence that existed we didn't even know about. We didn't know that there was a 2-page letter that was written prior to this event happening. So just being in the courtroom was certainly hard for the family. Watching that video was certainly a very difficult thing. But we believe that the evidence that was presented, we're hopeful that the court will take that all into consideration and make a decision that we think is appropriate, which is, of course, waiver to general sessions. We know that the judge is going to read everything. She asked a lot of questions during the course of the hearing to make sure that she, understood the testimony. And so we will just wait to hear her ruling.
No, you go ahead.
What was it like listening to one of those expert witnesses? I know it was said over and over again by that expert witness that a 12-year-old could never have planned something like this, like an adult could. And yet, as the judge said in the courtroom, it seemed like that suspect was the one pushing things forward over and over again. How does one reckon with that?
The judge said it better than anyone could have said it. She said, how do you reconcile stating that a 12-year-old cannot plan this when a 12-year-old not only planned it, he executed it? The judge talked about so many opportunities he had to stop the train, but he did not. So I don't know what type of weight that credibility, what type of credibility rather, that experts' opinion is going to be given. But she asked the judge asked the question, and I don't think I got an answer to that, an answer that reconciled with what she put in her report based on what we know are the facts and the evidence in this case.
Coming up on Christmas, it's a hard time when you've lost someone.
Yeah.
And then to be going through this hearing at the same time. What's
Yeah.
the family doing to remember Jamari and celebrate him?
Well, one of the things that I noticed, and I'm not even sure if I mentioned this to them, that they still have his Christmas stocking on the Christmas mantle at the house. And it's just a reminder of his loss. But I will tell you, standing in faith, it's an opportunity for them to celebrate his memory, to celebrate all of the wonderful things that he did, in his short time, an opportunity for them to remember those good times and to love on him continuously. Even though he's not here with us now, we certainly know he's here in spirit, and he just left a wonderful legacy.
About the past 2 days, there's sort of the big decision is if to be tried as a juvenile or an adult. Does the family have any position on that, or no comment?
Well, as if we weren't convinced that he should be tried as an adult, we certainly were more convinced after sitting through 2 days of testimony and looking at, again, the evidence and the level of planning. There's no question in our minds. Of course, that's what we want the court to do. But we're going to rely on the court. This is our system of justice, So we will wait and hear back from the court with regard to what her ruling is. But certainly, we believe that the evidence that was presented is more than sufficient for him to be weighed to general sessions.
With a case as unique as this, what does justice look like to the family?
I think justice looks like, and someone said this, there has to be a measure of punitive consequences, coupled with the opportunity for rehabilitation and to do better. So, you took the life of a 12-year-old, for no real good reason that we were able even to see, based on the evidence that was presented, because it just didn't exist. So certainly, we rely on the laws of the state of South Carolina, and there is a punishment for murder in the state of South Carolina, and we are believing that that is the appropriate sentence for being tried as an adult, and the punishment that our South Carolina statutes call for with regard to that type of behavior.